lowlands are covered in tropical rainforests. The highlands by tropical cloud forests, and areas where there's a dry season have tropical dry forests. The lowlands along the Caribbean coast are mostly covered by hot, humid tropical rainforests. What most people envision when they think of jungle. The closely packed trees spread their branches out at great heights to soak up the sun. Their shade makes it dark near the ground, so be careful. Of course, with so little light, few plants can grow underground, so it might actually be easier to walk.
So even if you could photosynthesize, it wouldn't do you any good.
Photosynthesize? People cannot do that.
Most people, anyway.
Isn't there a few parasites?
The Development Corporation of Costa Rica, or CODESA, was established 2 years ago. Since President Oduber was elected this year, the state has been putting a lot more effort into development.
The corporate state, so to speak.
Growth is good and all, but there is one thing that bugs me.
What's that?
I cannot help but wonder whether CODESA is not just a front for the CIA.
You mean what the professor was saying about the CIA mercenaries posing as security guards? They were using CODESA as camouflage.
I am worried that development is going to destroy the forests, but I do not suppose it has anything to do with this.
I think the main problem with tapes is that, well, they couldn't have done otherwise with this game. Due to the portable nature of the game, you're supposed to maybe listen to a tape every once in a while, grab a mission, do it every once in a while, listen to those tapes. But, you know, it's obviously part of the portable nature of the game that they have tapes in here instead of, you know, and the PSP limitations as a whole. But yeah, if we're gonna do an in-depth marathon with all the content the games have to offer, unfortunately there isn't nearly enough gameplay, and there's no way to access these tapes during gameplay anyway, to space them out evenly like you might do with radio or codec calls. And even then, even with radio calls, in MGS3 for example, you have to sit there and listen to the radio for ages just to get some unique conversations even during gameplay. But at least Peace Walker had an excuse to have tapes.
This is a tropical rainforest, just like Bosque del Alba. The temperature and humidity can be brutal. El Senegal means place of mud.
Mud. Great. Now watch my step.
This area often gets flooded by the river. There are canals here and there carved out by water.
Good places to hide.
But they will also make it harder for you to see. Be careful, Snake.
Yeah, Peace Walker was definitely developed with portability in mind. Kojima specifically wanted the game to be on PSP, but at the same time he wanted the game to be, you know, quite important. Like I was saying at the beginning, Peace Walker was supposed to be following just 5 Peace Walker, and yet again, Konami had their say in it, not allowing Kojima to put a numbered game on a portable console. But yeah, that was the original idea. Konami was like, nope, you're not numbering it, Kojima, sorry. But, in short, much of the reason, great part of the reason Peace Walker is a portable game is because of Kojima's son, and, actually, it's more like, it's because of how big portable games are in Japan. In Japan, portable games are probably the biggest. There's no, they're bigger than PC gaming for sure, console gaming as well, I think. They're much more popular than they are in the West. So the portable nature of Peace Walker comes from the fact that Kojima's son fucking hates MGS games. He hated Metal Gear games, right? And Kojima wanted to make something that would appeal to his son in Monster Hunter style, basically. In fact, that's part of the reason there's Monster Hunter missions in this game, Easter eggs. So yeah, with portable gaming being huge in Japan, and Koshima's son liking Monster Hunter, their Peace Walker was born the way it is, specifically to be portable. So yeah. There's also the fact, I think that kind of goes hand in hand with what I was talking about earlier. Kojima doesn't really care about the English voice acting or anything. Peace Walker was huge in Japan. In fact, and this leads me to talk about something else that's interesting about this. The Ground Zeroes cover for the Japanese version has Kaz in it. If you go look at the Japanese art, the Japanese art for Ground Zeroes, it has Big Boss and Kaz in the background. If you go look at the Western one, it only has Big Boss on it. That's because Peace Walker was huge in Japan, and people knew who Kaz is in Japan. But they were afraid that people, since Peace Walker wasn't that successful in the West, they were afraid that people wouldn't know who Kaz is. So they removed him from the cover of Ground Zeroes in the Western release, which is fucking vile if you ask me. But whatever. Just go look it up. It was easier to show when we had both versions on PS3, because you could just see the background change when you select the game in PS3. One would have Kaz and one wouldn't have him.
There should be a suspension bridge around there.
In lowlands like this,
The ground nearby is harder and higher than usual. The river cut through it, eventually creating a valley. There might be another way to get across the river somewhere.
I wouldn't want to run into someone on the bridge.
The valley tends to be misty, so you might not be able to see the water from up there. Fall and it will leave more than a bump.
I'll be careful.
When a river floods an area, the banks can collapse, creating a marsh. You see a lot of them around here.
I'll need to watch the noise my feet make in El Senegal.
There is a marsh on the other side of the river too. The suspension bridge will take you there. The river running through here is Rio del Jade, or the Jade River.
Jade. Are there minerals around here?
No, it refers to the color of the water. You will have to go to Guatemala for jade.
Doesn't look all that pretty from where I'm standing.
We are still in the rainy season, so the river is a little muddy. It will return to normal once the dry season starts. Rivers are an important means of transport around here. They are relatively calm, and there are plenty of canals along the coast too.
A boat would be more than enough to transport some good-sized cargo.
Like a nuclear weapon.
We don't know enough yet. I'll keep looking.
Thank you, Snake.
Yeah, you'll have to watch a bit more if you think Paz is 16, but let's just say that Ground Zeroes takes place like, I don't know, very shortly after Peace Walker. So she wouldn't be much older.
You've probably heard this a million times, Snake, but you should always avoid combat with the enemy when possible.
Right.
We're outnumbered and in unfamiliar territory. We won't survive long in a straight fight, even with you on our side.
I know. Avoiding combat is rule number 1 in a sneaking mission.
That's right. Don't let the enemy know where you are, and attack only when necessary, using hit-and-run tactics to cripple them. It's the essence of guerrilla warfare. Going by this map, you've got a lot of different terrain types between you and the hut where the Sandinista Comandante is being held.
Looks that way, doesn't it? Starting with jungle.
The enemy won't be able to see you very well, but your visibility won't be so hot either. Stay alert. Next, you've got the swamps along the river. Make sure you get a good feel for how robust surveillance is before diving in.
Will do.
Finally, there's the boat repair cabin. The Commandante's in there. It's a key enemy outpost, and security is going to be tight. You may have to let brute force do the talking. You still have a long way to go, Snake. Use caution and don't make a racket out there. Got it?
The thing with Ground Zeroes taking place in 1975 is that the events of Peace Walker, I think, take place over, quite a bit of time. If you ask me, probably a few months, actually. It has sort of talks about it, about her time on Mother Base, that it was just a few months or something like that. So, this being towards the end of 1974, the thing is, it doesn't seem to me that Ground Zeroes take place exactly 1 year after. It's probably just a few months. But yeah, if you just want to go by the years, 1974, 75, it was better portable ops. It would tell you the exact day and month you were in portable ops. And advancing the time was actually game mechanic and portable ops. Anyway, let's sort the shit here. Bolton first, of course. Walkman. They went a little too far with the realism of the Walkman. The first couple models, you can't even fast forward. You can't skip songs. You can't select a song to be faithful to the tape mechanic. Wait, did I play? Okay. I've always wondered what happens in portable ops if you keep advancing the time over and over and over and over for 30 years. I've never tried doing that. There has to be a limit at one point. Yeah, there's a bit of gameplay in here. Why is there gameplay in my tapes?
The SML2 boathouse. It's northwest of there.
Need to remember to kidnap people.
You can use the radio you just picked up by pressing the start button to open the menu window. You know you can assign the radio to the select button by choosing options from the menu window. Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Imagine all the MGS games are actually hidden inside portable ops. You just have to advance the time. Get to 2005, you'll play MGS1. The backstory tape for Miller doesn't unlock until later in the game. For some strange reason.
Keep it here at the base.
Even though it has nothing to do with the game's plot or endings. Oh, look at this. We're standing on the water, right? So you just electrocute water. Oh shit. Get down. And it carries over. Crazy amount of detail. It kind of sucks because they take forever to go down, but it's nice. It's there. I don't know why Snake doesn't get electrocuted, but okay. What's up?
What's going on? There must be hostiles in the area.
Nah. Kidnap everybody.
Stay out of the water. That's beyond the scope of this operation. Fulton recovery helicopter is complete. This is Miller, hearing you loud and clear. You know you can assign the radio to the...
The river there runs down from the mountains. It's pretty deep. Even big ships use it. Snake, help us reclaim...
Our future is in...
You're doing...
We're counting on you, boss.
Can't eat fish anymore.
The boathouse is...
I believe it. Carefully.
a large bird. Dinosaur footprint? Nah, it must be some sort of large bird.
I wish there was some...
We're counting on you.
That almost looks like a dinosaur's footprint. What could have... That almost looks like... Head for the FS...
It's nice how there's tapes, but there's also these short radio messages during gameplay about stuff you're close to. They have both, and it's really easy to miss a few of these because nobody uses the radio during gameplay in Peace Walker. It's mostly generic shit that they keep repeating, but there's just a few things they talk about.
The boathouse should be close by. Neutralize the security detail and make contact with the Commandante.
I should really start training my stun rod. The more you use it, the more powerful it becomes. Like every weapon here. That's another nice detail. Oh shit. Good thing they're blind. There's even a tape about it, I think.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
You're doing great, Snake!
Good. Now meet with the SML2 Commandante. He's inside the boathouse.
You're doing great, P! Couldn't get the last guy. Oh, this is on PS3. That low detailed model,
Guinness! Check! No way! What do we do?
Sandinistas, right? I'm looking for someone.
¡Mi viejo! Shh. He's dead. They killed nuestro viejo.
You're his daughter. Then that makes you his delegado, right? Relax, I'm not your enemy. Cuban.
A cigar? I'll take whatever you've got. I owe you one. But I prefer cigarettes now. How do I look? A little like El Che, no? You Cubano?
Colombiano, a photographer. I came to Costa Rica to take pictures of birds.
Birds?
Yeah, quetzals.
You've got no telephoto lens. How do you get your shots?
Telephotos for amateurs. It's all in the timing.
Let me smoke too. We can talk until I finish this. Chico!
Tell me what's going on here.
This place is crawling with soldiers. They don't look like private security, more like hired guns. They're loaded with the latest gear from all over the world.
I heard they're a security force hired by Codessa.
Yeah, and I'm Papa Nowhere. Those guys are UCLAs.
UCLA's. Let's see it.
Setting up shop in town. They're planning to do here what they did in Chile.
If that's the case, what are they after?
Whatever it is, it's not us.
You don't think they're here to push you back into Nicaragua?
Impossible. Too much hardware. Too many bases. Didn't you see? They've got helicopters, tanks. It's like we're in Da Nang. There must be something else.
They have a base near here.
There's a factory to the north, across a suspension bridge.
Factory to the north, across a bridge. Have you seen the big transport boat? Mercenary crew on the Rio del Jade.
The barge? It's upstream from here. Up toward the Azul.
Any
idea what's on it.
I could introduce you to some of our compas up there. I don't recommend going to the mountains. We've lost a lot of people there. They take us captive, torture us for information about our compas, and then they kill us like pigs. This was our last hideout, the final refuge for El Frente, after being pushed out of Nicaragua and into this peaceful paradise of Costa Rica. Then, El Monstruo attacked.
Monster.
Mi viejo. Mi viejo. Papá. Tú es la esperanza.
Now that Papa's gone, my sister's la comandante de la revolución.
Do not listen to him. Papa was a hero who fought by Sandino's side. I am only his daughter. You need a special talent to become cacique. It takes someone great to unite all of Las Compas.
Sorry to interrupt, but leaders don't choose themselves. Neither do heroes. You carry on his legacy of La Esperanza. I'll follow you, no question.
You think so? My compas trust me, but not one of them calls me comandante.
Amanda!
See what I mean?
El Colibri!
I keep getting A's because we watch cutscenes.
Snake, what was that thing?
Whatever it was, it looked unmanned.
Unmanned? I'd heard rumors, but an operational unit.
What the hell is going on here?
Not to quote Amanda, but the hardware they've got here isn't just unusual. It's overkill, which means one thing. It's nukes. So the question now becomes why?
We can't make that call yet. We need more intel.
How? Our source is dead.
But his daughter isn't.
Good thinking. We can follow her. Head for the next outpost and make contact with Amanda if she's still alive.
Roger.
Be a few side offs now. Hopefully, we're gonna listen to a few more tapes because once we get Amanda, there's all the Amanda tapes and Chico tapes. So that's the game sort of stops for a while with the endless tapes after each mission. And then it's just after you get a character, there's tapes that they have, and that's it until the end. There's Huey, Cecile, and Strangelove at the end, basically. It's not too bad. And besides, some of the tapes are really interesting, especially the Strangelove and Huey ones. Do I need this analyzer? No, I don't. For nothing. Okay. Research in 1911. And of course.
Commence target practice. As a special treat, you can practice freely on any of the targets in the shooting range today. Shoot away. When you're done, head over to the exit.
Oh yeah, now is when they introduce the shooting range, which seems pointless, but actually plays a huge role later in the game. If you don't know about the shooting range, you're kinda screwed. For something. Now let's just... Yeah, considering how Chico was gonna be a character, was designed and everything in a Phantom Pain,
Welcome to the shooting range. Just a place where little targets...
I would imagine that Amanda had a bigger role as well. At least more than the mention in the tape.
Commence target practice.
I missed. Let's leave now. What mission?
Training exercise complete.
I got a donation from Windows13 who donated $5.23. Thank you. Thanks for this New Year marathon. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for enjoying it. There's no rank there. I believe you actually need to go there at least once before you can do